All right, good evening, everybody. If you can hear my voice clearly, can you type V in the chat? Okay, because tonight is gonna be a super victorious night. Very, very successful trader. She is here with us tonight, and she is going to really share with us her system, how she herself have been making through the system, right? More than $100,000 in just 1 year with less than an hour a day. All right. How many of you are excited to learn? If you are excited to learn, type me in the chat. All right. I'm personally very excited to learn because to me, I always have this misconception that trading is something very dangerous, very time consuming and requires a lot of active monitoring and a lot of skill set. But after I talked to her, she completely changed my perspective towards trading. All right. So I can see the safe investor is very excited to learn. Who else is excited to learn? If you guys are excited, type E in the chat. And right now, I also want to officially introduce tonight our guest to come here. It's very, very hard for me to able to invite her because she was actually constantly traveling around, and finally when she had the pocket of time to come back here, I was like, oh, can I just invite you to come here to share with my followers as well, so that I know some of you guys maybe are very curious or maybe are already doing trading. All right, I'm very curious. How many of you are already doing trading yourself? If you are, type T in the chat. All right. And if you have not started trading, or but then you still have some interest to explore trading, right? Then type E in the chat. E stands for exploration. So tonight, we are going to explore together because I personally haven't really started trading as well. I'm here to explore. I'm here to learn as well. So who is the speaker that I am going to invite tonight? All right. Some of you said that you are trading already. Okay. So Frank said that you are trading but currently losing in the moment. All right. So don't worry. I think later on, if you have additional questions, I'm pretty sure my expert trader friend, she is more than happy to answer your questions as well. So keep your questions inside the chat. We are getting super excited right now. So the person I'm going to invite on, right, she has almost close to a decade of trading experience. But just like many traders out there, right, initially, right, her first few years wasn't a smooth journey as well. She also made a lot of mistakes and she also lost a lot of money in the trading market as well. But she didn't choose to give up. Instead, she really chose to continue to learn, to level up, to polish her skill set. And that's how, for the past 5 years, right, she has been consistently making a lot of money from stock trading. All right. So without further ado, let's welcome Iris, the stock sniper, to be here. Hi, Iris.
Hello everyone. Good to see all of you.
I think Iris is like, she is so demure. compared to me, she's like so calm, which I think you need that as a trader. You need to have a lot of emotion stability and all this. Or how many of you have actually seen Iris before? Or maybe you attended some of her class, maybe you are her student. Type me in the chat. All right. So today, thank you so much once again for dedicating your time to come here. I think all our audience are super excited to come and learn from you.
Yeah, I'm
All
also
right.
very excited to share.
So Iris, maybe I want to ask a little bit more about your background information first so that my audience can have a better understanding towards you. So can you share with us a little bit more about how did your trading journey get started, and how has it been so far?
Yeah, for me, I started stock trading more like a hobby rather. Actually, when I first started stock trading, I didn't really expect this to be like something life changing for me. When I started
Mm,
working, everyone around me is like opening their trading account, so I thought I would just follow. It's like it's good to have some side incomes. That's why I did that. So at the point of time, I was still focusing 100% on my daytime job, and I was really
mm,
working hard for my job. And at the moment, I mean, for those of you, I'm not sure whether I'm sure that most of people here are working adults as well. So the moment you enter the society, the working force, a lot of reality will hit you, right? And one thing I realized is that as I am working hard, climbing the corporate ladder, I realized that as it is not 100% guaranteed that you put in the efforts you will get the reward you deserve. That's number one. Number two, right, is that even you are lucky to actually climb up the corporate ladder. That for myself, I was pretty lucky to do that fast, right? What
Mm.
happens after that is with the higher position, it comes with more responsibility. But more responsibility doesn't mean that you will be paid more. I mean, recently, I think especially after COVID, we have experienced a lot of retrenchments. What company was doing is they asked a lot of staffs to go. So whoever is remaining, they are doing like 2 person's job or 3 person's job, but their income is only increased by maybe 30%, 20% like that. So that is kind
Mm.
of, I would say, reality in the when you're working in the corporate as a staff, right? And also, more responsibility, right? Confirm means that you have less work life balance because you have less time to yourself. And for me, I mean, yes, I am based in Singapore, but my parents are in China. So for me, I really love my parents, and I really would like to at least spend more time with my parents. Sometimes I really envy people, like you are Chloe, that your parents are here, so that you can at least, doesn't matter how busy you are, you can still get to see them. But for myself, if I am really lack of work life balance, that means to me is that for the whole year I only get to see my parents for a couple of days only. And that's why after COVID I decided to really travel more often and also spend more time with my parents. But back in the days when I realized this, that's where I actually start to see trading as something as like like easy for myself. And also
Mm.
another reason is because when it comes to stock trading, you just need to focus on yourself. You make sure you
Mm.
do things right, make sure you do it well, and you will get the reward. But when it comes to working, it's not about one person's job. It's not about you focusing on yourself, because other people's, how their performance is like your reward is quickly depending on how other people do things, and how other people will do things is really beyond your control. And as you are becoming a leader, you will sometimes need to also answer for other people's mistakes as well. Yeah, so and also there are a lot of politics in the corporate, which for me, whenever I heard about politics, my brain just shut down because I'm a very simple person. I don't want to deal with that. But when those things are also directly related to a promotion, that is the time I realize this is really not for me. And compared to stock trading, oh, it's so simple. You just need to look at the screen, and you just need to focus on whatever you need to focus on, and then you will get whatever you want. So that is how kind of there is a transition from the focus from my work towards stock trading as my exit. And eventually, because I want it so badly, I want to get out of the so-called the bad environment so badly, and then finally becomes 100% in stock trading.
Wow. How many of you can relate to what Iris shared just now, that you also feel that you want to have more time for yourself, for your loved one, and that's why you yourself are also considering exploring trading, or you yourself are already trading during your as a hobby first, because eventually you want to have an exit. All right. If this is you, type E in the chat. Okay, E stands for exit point, and I can see that from Iris' experience, right? Like, she had a very strong why, which is to really spend more time with her parents, right? So that she can really leave the, like, I think she really want to become a good daughter, right? And that's how she was very, very determined to make it a successful journey for her. So now we also know that this is a journey, and I know, Iris, you also definitely been through a lot of up and down. So can you share with us what are some of the greatest mistakes that you personally made in your trading journey, especially in the first few years, that people, when they listen, at least they know what are the possible mistakes that they could make and learn to avoid them from the beginning?
Well, I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of mistakes. I think for starter is I I kind of having a false hope about stock trading, which online, when I started
Mm.
trading, internet is already very popular, and online there's a lot of misleading information, which kind of created a false hope for myself, and then I tend to follow them blindly, which kind of got me burned my account for a couple of times, right? And
Mm.
I'll say to some to if I were to make it more concrete, right, in terms of the mistakes I made, number one, right, is that I was trying to make trading so complicated. Because when I first started, when I opened my trading platform, there are thousands of indicators out there. And when you are
Yeah.
new, you probably will think you will need to study not say all of them, but at least a portion of them, those famous
Yeah.
ones, everybody talk about. I thought that I
Yeah.
need to also focus on them as well. And also Google a lot, research a lot in terms of what is the best way to apply, all those indicators, right? But till the day, I actually don't use any one of them. So that is so when you make things so complicated, your chart will also the chart will look also very complicated. And when your chart has so much indicators there, the most important thing is miss out, which is the actual price actions, those bars, the red and green on the screen. So the most important information is in fact buried beneath all those so-called misleading or lagging indicators. And when I try to derive a conclusion based on a very misleading or very complicated chart, it's like analysis paralysis. How can you give me
Yeah.
the correct answer? So it's because of that, and also because of wrong share sizing. Because I was also in like a kind of a gambler kind of mode, which comes to the second important thing I didn't do well. That's also reinforced the loss, is that whenever I enter a position, I tell myself that, I have no plan. It's like, okay, I will just go in. And when I go in, I fingers crossed. I hope that this thing will go in the direction that I want. I don't have a cut loss point. I don't know. It is like in my mind, I was like, okay, maybe goes down there, I will cut loss. But the thing is, when the loss actually escalate into a portion that you thought you will cut loss, which you have a mental cut loss, you will refuse to do so because the pain is so strong that you will kind of is like paralyzed again, and then
Yeah.
just wait and hope and close the application, hoping that things will come back, but it will never come back. And it hurt my feeling, and I swear I will never trade again. But after some time, when the reality back in the work kind of let me realize I have to do something, then I went back to start trading again. So it's kind of a few tries and errors, a few, I would say setbacks along the way that kind of
Yeah.
eventually let me figure things right along the way. Yeah. So to
Wow.
summarize, is that not to make things too complicated. All those
Mm.
indicators out there, to be honest, you don't need them. And
Wow.
second thing is always protect yourself. So risk management is very important. Warren Buffett also emphasized on the importance of capital preservation. To succeed, your
Mm.
account first has to last. Else, right, is there no difference as compared to going into a casino hoping that you
Mm.
will strike something. Yeah. So
Exactly. Wow.
yeah, I
How
hope
many of
that
you
answers your
felt
question.
that? Yeah, thanks so much. I think that is really awesome answers and a lot of golden insights. I want to ask our audience right now, how many of you felt that this is something that you want to improve on as well, right? You want to make your trade simpler, and then you also want to make sure that you have your trading plan set up properly. That means it's not gambling, it's really true proper system that you have the proper entry and the proper exit point. All right. So if this is something that you want to improve on, type I in the chat. So in the meantime, I'm also very curious, right? Because just now you said that there are so many indicators that you personally don't use, because from years of trading experience, you realize that they are all lagging indicators and they actually make you feel very confused and having these paralysis when it comes to trading. So
Hmm.
what are some of the indicators that people commonly use, but actually you realize that it's actually pretty useless? If you don't
Wow.
mind sharing.
All those famous ones that, for example, RSI, those of
Mm,
you who are using indicators, this is one of the popular one, I would say. So RSI is the popular ones, and another one is the stochastic. Yeah.
mm,
So I have
mm.
Fibonacci, right? And
Fibonacci
a
as
lot
well.
Fibonacci as well. Yeah, basically any indicators you can name off. Or to put it simple, I mean, for those of you who are here today, there are only two indicators that I personally use. There are only two.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you still
so
use, right? What
I
what
still
are the
use
two?
I still use two of them because they are more or less real time. Yeah, and I
Mm,
use them as a reference, right? So, sorry, pardon me, it's three. Yeah, a total of three. So first one is
three.
the volume, right?
Volume.
Volume, because you need to know how is the volume means commitment. You need to know what is the commitment from the buyers or sellers. So that is
Mm,
why volume matters, right? Second one is moving average, but I don't
yeah.
really use moving average a lot. I just put it there as a simple reference. Usually, the 200-day moving average is something I'll watch. The reason is very simple, because institutions are watching that. That's why I'm watching that. no other
Yeah.
reasons. All right, so that is
Mm,
200-day moving average, and the another one is more for day trading because I do a lot of day trading. The third one is
mm.
the VWAP.
Is what?
VWAP. So VWAP, VWAP.
VWAP. Okay, I've
Mm.
never heard of that before. Yeah, so to me, trading is something that is very, very new. So, how many of you have heard of these three indicators before? If you have, type three in the chat, or if you have heard of one or two, also put it in the chat, right? So now Iris make things sound so simple, right? That she just need three indicators to 打天下, basically use three indicators to profit $100,000. Later I can show you some of her trade screenshots. I'm like, wow, I'm super impressed by her consistency. But I also know that this is something that, like she takes time to polish, takes time to hone the skill set, right? Because if you don't know how to use these three indicators, even though you add them into your chart, you will still feel confused. So that's why it's very important that you really learn how to use them and how to integrate them step by step as well, right? So in the meantime, we have a audience. Will is asking, what's the difference between trading versus investing? All right, so maybe I can get Iris to share your definition of trading versus investing.
Trading is something. Okay, since you guys are you guys are here because you're hearing me being a day trader, so maybe let's talk more about day trading. Day trading is something that is very short term, right? Day trading, you see the name is called day trading, which means everything is kind of settled down within the same day. Whereby,
Mm,
yeah, so because of the short time span, you don't really need to bother too much about how is the business doing, who is the CEO, whether there will be a change of the directors, how is the revenue like. You don't need to worry about all those things because for me, most of my day trades are only last for about 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or even shorter. Whereby investing, I think the first name that come to everybody's mind whenever we talk about investing is Warren Buffett, right? So
yeah.
investing is different. Investing means that you're not buying stocks. You're looking for business. You're looking for good business whereby you want to let the business do well so that you as a shareholder you will make money from there. So it's more for long term. Yeah. So that is my understanding, about trading or day trading versus investing.
Yeah, exactly. And just like what Iris said, right? There are different approaches for different purposes. Now, when it comes to investing, you really need to look for more long term, right? Because business don't change overnight, right? However, if you want to be successful in investing, you need to understand the fundamental analysis, the financial statements. You need to dig out all those numbers, right? However, for Iris, she does day trading, and that's why she said she doesn't actually read financial reports like this because it's not helpful for her in her daily trading activity, right? What she needs to look at is the candlestick, right? And the price
Mm.
action and everything. And like what she said, she gets in and out, which is her trades, in like what, 10 minutes? Is that right? 10 minutes? In about
Yeah,
10
yeah.
minutes.
In terms of, usually is in the range of minutes. Yeah, most of the time. Sometimes you could last slightly longer.
Okay, okay. So maybe you can describe a little bit more about your life as a day trader. What do you usually do as a day trader? How many of you are curious? Okay, because she is full-time day trading, full-time. She left her job a few years ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, about 4 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Mm.
So ever since she get consistent profit from the trading portfolio, she basically just quit her job. So what's your life like as a day trader? I'm curious too.
Actually, pretty and not really boring in a way because yes, I'm a full-time day trader, but I don't spend more than 1 hour a day on day trading. So you can you can see how much additional time I have. But I'm someone who always keen to explore new areas, adventure into new different things. Yeah, so for my life is every time I usually wake up about 9, and after that is whole day up to the adventure. Yeah, because my friends are working, so basically for me to decide how can I improve myself, or how I can venture into
Wow.
new things. Then at night I will make sure, most of the time I come back to my desktop and then prepare for my day trading routine and then start day trading. Yeah.
So your day trade is in the US market, is that correct?
Yes, yes. So for me, I trade the US market. So I only start trading at 9:30 p.m. Singapore time. depending on
Uh-huh.
the time difference, when the
Yeah,
daylight saving ends, which is coming soon, the market will open at 10:30. Yeah, so
10:30. Yeah.
usually 10:30 to 11:30 or 9:30 to 10:30. Basically the first 1 hour of the day. Yeah.
Wow. So, but I'm also very curious. That is your actual trading time, right? Then how much time do you need to find all those? For example, oh, today I want to do all these trades and all this. How much time do you need for
Ah,
that?
that is I would say, that is the time I set for myself. Is the latest time. I will call it a day for day trading, which is 1 hour after the market close. But in
Uh,
terms of the actual time, I will come in front of my computer about half an hour before the market opens. That's where I will start to do some reading about the news, or clear some of my emails, all those kind of things. Then about 15 minutes before the market opens, then I will spend about 5 minutes time build up my watch list, because there are
uh-huh.
thousands of stocks out there. It's really
Yeah.
impossible for us to focus on every single thing. So I
Yeah.
have a way that, to be able to tell whether a stock is something that I can focus for the day. So I have certain criteria. So basically for the 5 minutes, I am filtering the stocks based on my criteria. So I can narrow down the thousands of stocks to about 10 stocks plus minus. And then when the market opens at 9:30, I'll just need to focus on the 10 stocks plus minus, and to see whether they give me what I call a setup that I'm looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So once they give me something, then I will just take action profit from there. If they don't give me anything, then I will just call it a day. Call it an off day for me. So
Ah,
usually I will call it a day. Most of the time I close shop about 10 o'clock, like half an hour into market open. So all in all, it's still about 1 hour. Yeah, very seldom do I like a trade beyond 10:30. Yeah.
wow, that's amazing, guys. How many of you felt that it's very amazing that her research process plus her trading process, that means actual exit and enter and exit, right, takes only 1 hour a day, right? If you find it amazing, type one in the chat. I personally feel it's super amazing. And guys, let me just show you some of her trading result. Okay. Iris, are you able to share screen of some of your, like screenshots of like from early this year. Okay, she has many years of experience already, but then like we want to see. I think people are also very curious about your track record, right? Do you have certain screenshot to show? Wow, this month you win how much, you lose how much. That month you win how much, and lose how much. So that everything is very transparent.
I have the one that this is something that I prepared that I wanted to share in my previous sharing sessions. Yeah, but in the end, I think I didn't really share. But since you guys
Wow.
are here, I will.
So you guys
Yeah,
are here
just
for a treat.
have. uh, how do I?
Maybe you need to click the
Oh,
present button.
present.
And then after that, there is, I think, share screen. There's a share screen. And then after that, once you have that, I can enable you
Okay,
to share screen.
I got it. Yeah.
Got it?
So
Okay, got it. Okay, let me just add it into the chat. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this is January 2013.
yeah,
All
this is
right.
something I prepared. I think back in August when I was doing some sharing session with my community. Yes, but I think in the end I didn't really go through that. Yeah. So January, I was pretty active in January. But if you see the actual days, there are a lot of trades. But
Yeah.
like for example, one day or three trades.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes no trades at all. You can see that
Yeah.
fourth and fifth, and after that is
Yeah.
17th. So
17. Yeah. So
a lot of
12
people
days.
think day trading, yeah. A lot of people think day trading means you have to trade every day. You don't have to. It's very flexible in a way that whenever you are available, you just come here and trade. If you want to enjoy your
Wow.
life, you have dinner. In Asian countries, US market open at night, but sometimes we also have night gatherings, right? So go ahead by all means, right? So, but whenever you are available, you just come here, take a trade, grab some opportunities. Yeah. So this is Feb. And so
February.
February, I was less active. I think it's also because of Chinese New Year. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
still okay. Usually, my trade won't be so much like this. This is like a more like an average number of trades that I would take in a month, right?
So it's about
So
10 to 15 trades.
yeah, around there. Yeah. So
Mm,
this is March, and this is
wow.
April. Yeah, April one trade. I lost money. I didn't trade in April because I was in a very weird time zone back in Europe. whereby market opens in the afternoon, about 2, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
outside, so
Still
I forget
traveling.
it.
Yes.
I didn't really try. Yeah.
So guys, can you see that like how many of you love this flexibility, right? If you love flexibility like this, type F in the chat. But you can also see from Iris' journey, right? It's not 100% win rate all the time, right? There are certain trades that she lost money, but can you see that for the trades that she lost money, right? Generally, she kept it within $500, about $500, right? So she has a very, very definite and strong rule to cut loss. And then because her system is so strong that her profits actually way over the losses, right? So in June, wow, $17,000. That's super impressive. Oh my gosh. Yeah. How many of you are impressed by her consistency? If you want to become a consistent trader like her, type C in the chat. Right? So how about June? Let me July. How about July?
July, yep. And then this
$8,000.
is yeah.
And
July,
then in
8,000,
August,
yeah. So I prepared this, I think, somewhere about this time. So that's why I put it as 3/4 of August.
Yeah. And I also like the way that Iris, like that she said that, sometimes, when the market doesn't give you opportunities, then just be it, right? Let it be, right? You don't have to force a trade in order to profit from the market. Because a lot of times when you end up forcing a trade, you are getting very emotional, you're getting impatient, and that end up will hurt your trade. Right. So you can see Iris, she's very calm. She followed her system step by step, and that's how she's able to profit consistently as well. Right. And even though
I really like what you said just now, Chloe, is
Mm.
that don't force a trade, because a lot of new traders, they kind of feel obliged to trade.
Yeah.
And but sometimes, right, is that we only trade when there is a good opportunity. As traders, right? I mean, if you go to work, you will get paid. But as traders, if you come to your table, you take action, you might not be paid.
Yeah.
So that's why we have to be very cautious and particular. We have to make sure that whatever we take, right, is really something we're looking for. Yeah. So that is something I think is very important that just now you have mentioned about.
So risk management is the key, right? How many of you felt
Risk
that?
management.
Yeah, the session has been very helpful for you. If have been useful for you, can type you in the chat, and please help to share out this this live to your friends if they are in their trading journey. I think what Iris shared her experience, some of the mistake that she made so far will definitely help them to become a better trader as well. Right. So in the meantime, I also want to continue to delve into some of your golden insights. So some of you guys are also asking about, how do you plan the watch list, right? Kelly is asking, how do you usually plan your watch list? How do you make it so simple for you and your students? Because Iris, she has been coaching, I think, about few hundred students already, right? To learn your trading setup and everything. So how do you usually plan your watch list?
Is over years of experience, I actually have come up with a list of the criteria that I will look for when I look at the stocks. So most people, right, when they trade, they thought that the price action only happened 9:30 onwards, right? But the thing is, the price action actually already take place before that, which is what we call a pre-market price action. Yeah, so basically for me, how I'm able to build up the watch list even before the market opens is because in the pre-market price is already moving. So I am assessing the quality of the stock based on the chart using the list of criteria I have, and from there I'm able to build up a watch list.
Yeah, and I think those criteria should be like very step by step, and definitely requires more time to elaborate. And that's why for Iris, she teach her class in like another sharing as well. So for those who are keen to attend her class, type me in the chat. Okay, we have time later on. We will share a little bit more about it. Okay, but in the meantime, Chun Hong is asking, what is the risk to reward ratio for you, and what is the capital needed to even start this trading journey? Do I need a lot of capital to get started?
That's one of the things I love about stock trading is that anyone can get started. Like even if your capital, the spare, but make sure that is your spare money. So even if your spare money is just say $100, $500, you can get started. Yeah, so there's no so-called minimum criteria required that for you to kickstart. Yeah, so that is to answer the question. Now, in terms of risk to reward, right? The one everybody will have a slightly different risk reward. For me, right, I prefer that whatever risk I'm taking, at least right, the reward to me is at least two times. So put it other words, if let's say this trade I'm risking $500, I'll make sure that the reward for me if I win is $1,000.
I see. So it's always like you are aiming for at least 2 times risk to reward ratio before it even makes sense for you to place your trade.
Yes, that's what I'm aiming.
Yeah, and that's why she doesn't place any random trade, right? She doesn't force a trade as long as it doesn't fit into the criteria. She will just give it a miss, right? And she rather have a higher probability of success so that she can get really consistent results over time. So, wow, thanks so much for sharing. Now,
Yes.
some of the questions that some people are asking. Some people are asking. Derek is asking, will there be any live trade later? Derek, now it's only 8:30. Why if I need to drag until 9:30 p.m. I think Iris will be very. Iris need to do her trade setup later. So unfortunately, maybe another time now. Okay, but that's a good question. Good question. Okay, but do you do live trade with your students? I'm also very curious.
Yes, I do live trades with my students.
Wow. Okay, that's good. That's how they manage to tap into your insights as well. Like that literally you kind of screen out of 1,000 over stocks, you screen out the 10 best stocks for them to trade for that day, correct?
Yeah, I will also ask them to do that as well, but I will do mine as well. So I will so it's like in the live training session, they also need to participate, but they will also like delve into my brain and to learn about exactly how I think. Yeah, my students, they love live training session because it's really they love to to delve into my brain to understand how I see things. Yeah.
I love it too. Especially you imagine like because I'm a beginner in terms of day trading, I will feel so lost, right? Like I don't know what is the trade that should I be placing? Am I doing it correctly or am I doing it wrongly? So having you beside me, I will feel a lot safer that I'm doing the right thing. So I can see why your students love it as well. So Albert is asking, do you trade options?
Yes, I trade options. Yeah. I like just now you asked me about my journey, right? So when I first started, I didn't specify that I'll just learn about stock trading. In fact, I'm a really really pretty open to learn about everything. So like when you ask about value investing, I also learn about that. I learned that from Sean. Yeah. So options
Oh,
trading, yes. I also learn about options trading. So stock trading, yes. Yeah. So is I even tried it. I even tried CFD before as well, that forex. Yeah. So that Albert, yes, I do trade options.
but right now, do you still trade option or you mainly focus on stock trading?
That's a very good question. So like options or stocks, right? To me, they are just a vehicle. But
Mm,
so it's like so this is how I see things. Whatever decision you make, right, is based on the chart. And that is the
mm.
skills I have. But
Yeah,
once
that's
you have know that, once you kind of draw a conclusion in terms of the direction, where the price will go up or where the price will go down, then it's up to you to use, whether a stock to benefit from the move or you will use options to benefit from the move. Yeah.
mm,
But
mm.
the skills to analyze the chart, that one actually doesn't matter what is the instrument that you are using. So I would say that I most of my trades are stock trades, right? Because
Yeah.
options I have additional criteria in terms of deciding whether I will use option or stocks. But I
Mm.
have been trading options also. Yeah, and I trade option as in I trade equally as stocks because what matters is the chart analyzing skills. Yeah.
Yeah, I really agree with what Ari is saying because it's just like driving, right? When you
Mm,
learn how to drive, it really doesn't matter which vehicle are you driving.
mm,
The
yeah.
same skill set is applying to, her ability to analyze a chart, right? And from a chart pattern, she can use the same skill set in be it stocks, be it options as well, and she apply it accordingly. But just like what she said, because options is you do require slightly more additional criteria. So I think if you are a complete beginner, right, for day trading, start with stocks, which I think it's simpler to get started. Yeah. So cute and funny is asking how can I join and learn? I think
Oh, the
people are
name is
very
very cute
curious,
and funny.
very cute and funny, and cute and funny is ready to learn from you. I think later on we can share a little bit because Iris, she is holding a very, very exclusive master class that it's going to be the last master class for the year, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So you guys
Yeah,
are very lucky to actually be able to join in time because this really will be the last masterclass I am conducting. Yeah.
yeah. So that's why I purposely asked Iris to come out today because after today, there will be no more Iris masterclass until next year. So you don't want to wait for like until next year, right? So you have a few more months. So make sure you grab the opportunity when later Iris share about it. So now Q and Funny is also asking. So if she has or he or she has zero skill, is it still something that can be learned?
Yes. Regardless of whether you have some experience in either investing, stock tradings, options tradings, I think one of the things I really love about stock trading, right, is that it's pretty fair. Anybody can get started and anybody can learn. And that's why, right, when it comes to my class, my workshop, I also make sure that even if you might have some experience, but whatever I am teaching my students is really from the scratch. Because the
Mm,
reason why so many people are not trading successfully is because from the scratch there's something that's fundamentally wrong. So that is why how I structure my workshop is also something that very comprehensive. If you have zero skills or zero experience, I think that's even better because you are coming as like a blank piece of paper, so you can just absorb like a sponge. You just absorb, right? But if you have some experience, then of course put aside whatever experience that you have at the moment, right?
mm.
Try to be open and learn. And after that, right, whatever your prior experience that you have, right, you try to put it back again. You will see in a whole totally different way, and you will benefit you even better.
Yeah, I really
Mm.
like what Iris is saying because a lot of times if you have learned other things, you might have baggage, like that's
Mm.
what we see in a lot of students as well. They may have pre-concept of how these should be used, how these should not be used, and end up that hurt their learning journey, right? And that's why they are unable to get the consistent result. But if you are be open-minded, right, and humble enough to take in and really absorb, that's how you will see results much, much faster as well. Yeah. So right now, I think there's a very interesting question as well, which is Nicholas asking. So, what is the success rate of your student?
That is a question I actually get to ask pretty often, and it's also a question that I used to I tend to ask when I was in your position, Nicholas. So I
Mm,
think a better to let you see this right in a better way is we put aside those people who don't take action. I mean, for me, I
yeah.
personally I value serious action takers a lot. Why? Is because if you don't take action, there's no way you can benefit. So what I
Mm,
can tell you, right, is that Nicholas, number one, right, is that for all my students who take action, wow, the success rate is super high. Like I would say close to 90%. Why? Because I know about their results, right? But I can also let you know that if people don't know the way how I trade, sadly speaking, because I was in their position as well, if people don't know about the right way of trading, the success rate for them is close to zero. Why?
mm,
Because I've been there. I struggle almost close to 4 years, and luckily I didn't give up. Yeah. So stocks trading can be like a double-edged sword. If you do it right, it's something very simple, right? It's not complicated at all. Anybody can actually benefit from that. But if you do it in the wrong way, then a lot of people actually their bank account bankrupt more than once. For me personally, not proud to say that, but I bankrupt my account almost twice. And I try not to remember that, but the emotion also like keeps sticking with me. Yeah, so I think that is also a good thing, right? Because the
yeah.
time I was young, so I didn't have a lot to lose. But because of the negative emotion, that kind of make me focus on the importance of the risk management. So regardless of whether what method that you're applying, but the most important thing, right, for all of you guys out there is to succeed, right? Your account first have to last. You have to always remember that risk
Yeah.
management is the most important thing.
Mm. So can everybody type R in the chat? Okay, R is really about managing your risk so that you have the ability to survive, right? And on top of that, because you have the ability to survive, you learn the right skill set, you have the ability to thrive. right? And I think it doesn't just limit to trading, right? It applies to investing as well, because a lot of time people anyhow invest, they never really learn properly, and they do invest in lousy businesses and end up wipe out their entire account as well. So I think at the end of the day, most importantly is really learning how to do it right. And just like what Iris said, be open-minded, right? If you are open-minded and willing to just really follow step by step, your chances of success is so much higher, because you have seen Iris, she has done it, right? And her students have done it as well, right? And I'm also very curious. So Iris, just now what you shared was 2023, which is this year, right? The market has been really good lah, because it has been recovering. But I know last year, 2022, was a very painful year for many investors as well as traders. So what's your result last year?
2022.
Yeah.
2022 is just another normal year for me. I added 100,000, 108,000 about there to my profit by end of the 2022. Yeah, so it's about the
Hun-
similar things just now you saw, but yeah, so end of the year it's a total of 108,000 profit.
In 2022, even though the whole market was going down.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Mm,
does it mean that when you're doing day trading, do you
mm.
also like short the market, also like short certain stocks? Do you do that?
You mentioned something that is in fact pretty important, right? Most
Mm,
people when they think about buying trading stocks, they think
yeah,
in one direction, which is to
yeah,
buy at a lower price and sell at a higher price, so we make a
yeah.
profit, right? But stock trading is something that can go either direction. So just now you mentioned about short, right? Short means, for those of you who are new, is that we are short selling a stock and benefiting when the price goes down. So we are betting that the price will go down, and we are like betting in that direction. So you can do that in stock trading as well. And how you do that, right, is exactly the same as how you buy a stock. Just like everything is like opposite. So yes, I also short stocks when I do day trading. So to me, right, I have no so-called preference in terms of buying or shorting the stock, longing or shorting the stocks. So long it gives me whatever I want, I'll just take action on that. Like just now when I mentioned, I build up the watch list about 10 stocks. So the 10 stocks usually is about 7 stocks or 5 stocks on the long watch list and about 5 stocks on the short watch list. So I'll focus on both directions to see where the money is, and then I'll just take action on that.
Wow, wow. How many of you love this flexibility, right? If you love that, type T in the chat. T stands for trading lah. But then very importantly is you have to make sure you really follow the proper setup. You know, like what Iris said, her shopping list, right? Her watch list, 5 are generally long. That means like buy low, sell high, and then the rest it's like sell high, buy low, right? Or something like
Yeah.
that. So, but she followed a proper process. So it's important that you also follow a proper process in order to do it consistently. Now, Ford has a very interesting question. Over the years, right? Did you come up with this method by yourself, or like did you learn from many different, good expert traders out there to formalize what you are learning today, what you are applying today?
I didn't invent anything myself. In fact, right, just like most of you there, when I get started, I try to figure things out myself, but I didn't manage to do that, unfortunately, right? I wish I have this ability. So I learned from, I pay for so many people. I learned from a lot of trainers, gurus, and even though I have met a lot of not so good ones, but I also was fortunate enough to actually met a couple of really good ones. And that is so basically for my strategy is like a essence of whatever they have, and I try to actually refine it to make sure
Mm,
that it actually works for me, because their strategy actually takes too much time, require me to stare at the screen. For me back then, I was still holding on to my full-time job, and I couldn't really stare in front of a computer for long hours after working for the whole day. So I need to figure
mm,
something out for myself, right? So this 1 hour day trading strategy is in fact is based on whatever I have learned from my precious mentors, their experience, their wisdom, and from there I kind of refine from there with a lot of tests and errors, over about total of 3 years time, and then eventually I have something that is pretty solid and given me about more than 4 years of consistent results. Yeah, so I didn't create anything by myself, but it's actually based on other people's wisdoms and the intelligence.
Yeah, and as you can see, right, Irish is somebody very humble. Even to
Yeah.
today, she's still learning. Because like I was just chatting with her, I say, "Wow, like you're getting such a good, consistent result already, right?" Like she said, "No, I'm still learning every day." So that's why she continued to level up, right? So I hope you guys can see that learning never stops, right? You need to keep on improving, and that's why for Iris, like even until today, she keep on improving so that whatever that she felt that hey that new things that she learned, she internalized it, she find it really helpful, she continued to share with her students as well. So her methods are also evolving, right? Just like we human beings, we are constantly evolving. You should keep on learning to evolve as well, right? And until that you find something that's very consistent for yourself, you keep on doubling down on that, and then also continue to improve to further hone your skill set. Yeah. So in the meantime, I think some of our audience are also getting very curious, right? Some people are asking, "Oh, when is your class starting?" and all this. So, do you mind sharing with us when is your class?
Class as in the workshop.
Your Yeah, the workshop. Like when is your class? Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so I am holding one last workshop for this year in November. Yeah, so the date is 4th and 5th of November. Mm.
That is your 2 day class, because in order to really understand step by step how Irish she does a trade setup, how she screen out all those watch lists, all those criteria, needs time for her to explain step by step. And also, I think during the class you will also do trade demonstration, right, so that your students can really understand your thought process. Correct?
Yeah, even better, I actually decided to give my students a bonus. So basically, we will gather before the workshop one day before, so which is the Friday. We will do live training together. Yeah, so my promise to my students, I mean, I only started teaching this year, so for me, I'm not really a trained teacher, but what I want, right, is to actually to bring across the knowledge, the skills that I have to let it benefit as many people as possible. Because if stock trading can change my life, and I'm no one special, I believe it can change your life as well. So in the 2 day workshop, what I'm aiming to do is to really, teach my students wholeheartedly everything I know about stock trading. Today we might only talk about day trading, but actually, just like I mentioned, right, is stocks or options. These are just a vehicle, but what matters most is, the chart. How do you decipher the stories? I love to use this analogy is that when you look at the charts, right, it's as if you are watching a movie, right?
Mm.
Every candlestick is like an episode of the story. And what you are trying to do is to based on the story told by the candlestick, right? To try to, decipher what is the next move. If you're right, then you make money. If you're wrong, then how can you manage when you are wrong? Right. So you need to have a system to protect you from that. Yeah. So the what matters most, right, is how you decipher the story told by the candlestick. That is something that, I would like to kind of impart these skills to my students. So basically the essence I've learned from my mentors and also plus my 8 years, close to 9 years of trading experience. So that's why I need really time. Right? It's not like 1 hour I can finish. I need 2 days, right? So that I can really cover whatever topics or concepts that I can cover. Yeah.
Wow. How many of you are interested to learn and learn from Iris step by step? If you're interested, type I in the chat. But I think it's also very important that before you decide to really embark on this journey, right? Because it's a 2 full days, your time is precious, Iris' time is precious. So she also want to make sure that trading is something that you indeed see yourself doing it, right? Before you even commit 2 days together with her. And that's why even before the 2 day class, actually you are running your one last webinar as well, right? To share with students about the your trading system, to see whether it is something that's suitable for them. Correct?
Yeah, we actually had this session like just in time because the masterclass or the bonus session for the public, it will be held tomorrow. Yeah, so it's like
Tomorrow.
it's just in time. So tomorrow will be the last masterclass, which is a bonus session. Yeah, that I am holding for the public is to actually share with you, the proper ways of or the insights of how you can potentially, trade just 1 hour a day and create a daily income, right? So I think something I forgot to mention about the difference of stock trading or day trading versus investing is that day trading, right, the objective is to create income. So if your goal is to create income, right, value investing cannot do that, right? Because your
Mm,
money can be
yeah.
easily stuck, especially during times where, for example, last year, your money will be stuck for the whole year because there's never come back. Whereby day trading, right, is something that if you're aiming for creating daily income, it can really give you really handsome daily income. So that is something that I want to cover in this masterclass, and also to share with you, how I trade stocks, because I believe those are the things that is very important, even for it doesn't matter whether you are my students or not, but I think it's important for the public to know about this, because these are I would say, the secret about stock trading that you don't want to miss out.
Yeah, all right. Just like what Iris said, there are a lot of advantages of being a day trader. But in order for you to profit consistently, you want to make sure you learn it properly first. So that's why tomorrow, that's why we purposely arrange it for tonight, right? Because tomorrow she will be doing it. If you miss it, we really don't know if she ever going to do it again by end of this year, because November,
It
early
won't be.
November.
It's the last
Won't
one
be.
already.
Okay, so last one already, guys.
Yeah.
So if you miss it, that's it. You have to wait until next year. Then you literally miss a few months of doing it correctly with her system until next year. So really get started. So the link to join her tomorrow's last one, the last free masterclass. Tomorrow what time?
Tomorrow, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Okay, 8
Same
p.m.
same time as today, 8 o'clock.
I see. All right. So that is the link. I already put it in the chat as well. Rebrand.ly/Iris Masterclass, and fill out the form so that Iris will be sending you the exclusive Zoom link to join her free masterclass tomorrow. And then, of course, after the 1 hour masterclass sharing, she will share with you her system step by step. But if you do want to have her hand holding you and really break down a lot more in detail, then she does at the end of the 1 hour share with you her 2-day workshop as well, right? So I think that's how her students, right, really go through the journey with her, right? Because 1 hour is definitely not enough. Like what she said, she really need to break down a lot. So that's why there's also another 2-day workshop followed by that free sharing. But most importantly, get yourself to enroll in a free workshop first to see whether is it something that you yourself want to do, right? And if you see yourself doing it, then join her 2-day class so that she can really guide you, right? So in the meantime, some people are asking, what platform do you use?
Yeah, so last time, one of my favorite option is Thinkorswim, because I really like the charting facility. But until a couple of months ago, it's kind of giving me a lot of issue in terms of lagging in the chart. So I actually switched to TradingView. And then a couple of months later, Thinkorswim now having the new announcement that they want to focus on accredited investors only. Yeah, so I was sharing with my students, actually a better combo for most, which applies to everybody, is to have TradingView as the charting analysis, and then you can use interactive brokers for your order execution. So if you ask me what I'm using now, I'm using TradingView for charting analysis, and I'm using interactive brokers for order execution.
All right. So in the meantime, Ryan asking for tomorrow's session, is it for new students or is it a refresher for older students? Oh, Ryan, have you joined Iris class before? Yeah, I'm not
Tomorrow's
sure.
master class is like I would say more like a entry level class for the public. Yeah, so Ryan, if you are my students, right, I'm sure you have attended similar sharing sessions before. So so it will be similar. But if you want to have a refresher, you can come in as well. Because every
All right.
time when I see the charts, I will say different things, because when I see the charts, is really, I will get very excited. So depending on the crowd, how experienced they are, then I will control the depth, the level, how much I want to go into. Yeah.
Wow, you made me excited already. Jackson is asking, what is the minimal capital required? So I think just now Iris did cover this question in terms of the capital size. Some people just start with a few $100s, a few $1,000s. It really depends on you, right? But most importantly, it's not about the size of the capital, but your level of expertise to utilize your capital well, right? So that's why make sure you get started properly first before thinking about how much to pump in, all right? So now, also Derek is asking, what is the cost of the workshop? So tomorrow's class is completely free of charge, right? So that to make you see what is is it something that's suitable for you, and whether do you see yourself, finding this system to be applicable for yourself as well, right? But then subsequently, after this free 1 hour sharing, Iris will be sharing about her 2-day paid program, right? So then Iris will be sharing some exclusive deals for you guys, which I think she will only review tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Mm.
All right. So in the meantime, yeah, any last few questions that the five I thought you need at least 25. Oh, PC say, do you need 25,000 to get started?
25,000, right? Yeah, PC is right. 25,000 is the PDT rules, which is the pattern day trading rules, right? So if your account size is less than 25,000, there will be certain restrictions. For example, the number of day trades, right? Day trade means you open and close the position within the same day. So if your account size is less than 25,000, you can only take 3 day trades per 5 trading days, right? So why I say the minimum account size, right, is not an issue, because I mean, we can be very flexible. You can have multiple trading accounts, and each account, right, will give you 3 quotas. Yeah, so that's why, when you are first started, if your account size is really small, just have multiple accounts, right? But if you're doing it right and doing it well, I'm sure in no time your account size will grow from a couple $100 to 25,000, and then you won't face this issue anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Or I hope that answer PC's question. I think that's a very, very good question. And in the meantime, Iris, do you have any last advice that you want to give to our audience here? I think like close to 100 of them are very, very attentive. They're super participative until now. Do you have any advice for them to become a better trader?
Advice for them to become a better trader, right?
Mm.
I would say that if guys tomorrow, if your time allows, all right, do come for the masterclass. Yeah, because I really have I would say good uh contents that prepare for you guys. It will change the way how you see stock trading, because I trade differently from most people. Yeah, so whatever I'm sharing with you, you won't be able to hear it from anywhere else. So if I were to say the best advice, right, to really come for the masterclass, if you can't make it for tomorrow, right, then I would say that to always remember that when it comes to stock trading, right, to succeed, your account first has to last. So risk management is very important. Right, risk management is very, very important, and you need to have a proper system, right? So actually, it just occurred to me one important things, right, which is also something that helps me to come up with this trading system I have, to be so confident about my system, is that you have to track your trades. Whatever trades you are taking, you need to know about your so-called your success rate. Right? Somebody asked me what is my success rate of my students. So same thing comes to trading. You need to know what is your success rate. Put it this way, right? Imagine that it's like, for example, we're flipping a fair coin. We're flipping a fair coin. What is the rate for us to have a head? 50%, right? What is the rate for us to have a tail? It's also 50%. Imagine that, okay, so when you're flipping a coin, you won't know whether you will have a tail or a head. But let's say a head means you win a trade. A tail means you lose a trade. But as you are flipping a coin, right, the sequence could be a series of tails, which means a series of losing trades. But will you be worried? You won't, because you know it's a fair coin. You know by probability, right, 50%. All you need to do is just keep on flipping, flipping, flipping. But when it comes to trading, it's the same thing. But if you don't track your trades, if you don't have a proper system, when you have a series of losing trades, that's how you will feel panic. You'll feel demoralized. You will kind of lose your hope, right? You will question whatever you have been doing, and then you will give up. So I would say that for those of you who are just getting started, one important thing for you to do is to track all your trades. It will help you. This one tip alone will help you, as in terms of refining your trading system. Maybe you will come up with a better one than I am. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. And I totally agree with what Iris said, right? In terms of trade journaling, right? This is what we always emphasize to our students as well. And that's how you can see why Iris, she is able to immediately pull off her results to show us, is because she has been tracking it. Right? Imagine she doesn't even track her trade, right? How much profit, how much losses she made. She will never be able to show us, right? And that's why, like, when you see that she is doing that, that means it's something that you should start doing as well in order to become a better trader in performance, right? And I believe she will definitely teach you much more during the 1 hour sharing as well as definitely her 2 days workshop, right? So if you have the time, tomorrow will be the last class that she will be conducting by for this year, right? So if you miss it, really, that's it, right? We really hope that you can end your 2023, right, with a bang. So if you always want to get started your trading journey, but you don't know how to get started, or you have no confidence, or maybe you have been trading, but you have been struggling all along and you just don't get consistent result, then do join Iris Masterclass, because she is somebody that really walk the talk. And on top of that, she really give all out to her students. So I'm very, very sure that you'll be well taken care of. All right. So how to join your Jasper, you immediately want to join the intermediate expert level class. So Jasper, go for the free session first, all right, to see for yourself. And then if you want Iris to guide you more step by step, then join her 2-day paid workshop, right? That is where she really goes through way more in depth in terms of intermediate as well as the expert level, right? So Jasper, I think you already registered. So very good. Go for the class and you will definitely benefit a lot more from that. All right, so I can see that there are also a lot more questions about brokerage account. So I think tomorrow after Iris session, there's also some additional Q&A time. So if you have additional questions, feel free to join her workshop tomorrow so that you can ask her too, right? Because it will be conducted via Zoom, right? So she will get to even see you guys when you switch on your camera and you get to participate together with her as well, right? So thank you so much, Iris, once again. And tomorrow it's a online Zoom class. Okay, tomorrow is an online Zoom class. So just need to register via rebrand.ly/Iris Masterclass. I'm just going to put that inside the chat one more time. Okay, copy down the link and put it in the chat and register via the Google form. Once you register, Iris will be personally sending you the Zoom link for tomorrow. All right, so that you just need to get prepared. Prepare your computer. 8 p.m. she will start sharp. All right, so thank you once again, everybody, for participating actively. And if you guys learn a lot from Iris today, can you type I in the chat? All right, I really learned a lot from you. And thanks so much for inspiring, I think, every one of us to get started this journey. And really, most importantly, as we get started, do it properly. So thanks for also teaching us and guiding us along the way as well. Yeah, thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you so much, Sam. And thanks everybody for coming here. And we will see you tomorrow during Iris Masterclass. All right. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.